Hello everyone. Welcome to Atman Unleash Your Soul. Today's topic is die before your death. What do I mean by that? By die before your death, I refer to killing of the ego, destroying the ego mind. This topic is going to be very interesting as we are going to delve into the aspects of ego, what actually forms the ego, and what killing the ego can do to your lifestyle, to your entire sense of being, and to your aspirations. So, what does it mean when I talk about ego? From a spiritual standpoint, when I talk about ego, it actually means the identity that I have created for myself. And usually it is the weaker self or the false sense of self. In the words of Sri Ramakrishna, ego is the only thing that stands between you and your attainment of the divine. The ego or the ego mind is a self which is our notion of ourselves. So supposedly we have a job and a position or a title or a degree. So from an ego standpoint, we would be a person as like say Amala holding a PhD, teaching in a particular university and having so many students. So that can be my sense of self. These are the notions that we have for ourselves from a social or a professional viewpoint. It can also be emotional. So emotional sense of ego can be that I am a person who is very happy all the time or very negative all the time. These are the sense of beliefs. And ego with age goes stronger. So my identity as a professional will grow stronger with time. My identity as a pessimistic person can grow stronger with time. The same thing happens when we stick to a geographical identity or a cultural identity, a religious identity. So these are the small islands that isolate us from the rest of the world. You are no more open to bigger ideas. The same thing happens when we identify ourselves with a story. So coming to that, when we have a past story, a trauma, a conclusion, we hold a set of beliefs and our ego mind strengthens that belief with each passing day. So what happens is that the story goes stronger and stronger. Maybe it takes in a lot of strength from other references or other things that happen in our journey. Does it happen with you or not? Have you ever felt that you were so stuck up with a particular notion that people are not usually kind to me or usually good to me? And it keeps strengthening. With each passing day, you go on and on and on, meeting more and more people who are not kind to you, who are not good to you. So that is what happens when you create a false sense of self, and then with incidents, with happenings, with observations, you keep strengthening it with each passing day. Now when I talk about dying before your death, I speak about killing the ego. Often when you have very transformative instances in your life, something that will shake you to the core. It can be a death of a loved one. It can be the severance of a very serious relationship. It can be any accident that you have faced. Brings you to face with the meaninglessness of this ego sense of self that you hold. In that kind of a situation, the entire world kind of shatters. You realize that nothing really matters. The title you hold, the position you hold, the people you speak to, the notions that you have, the pride that you have, everything is vanishing in thin air. and nothing satiates you anymore, or nothing makes sense to you anymore. You feel very, very small. Because in the grand sense of things in the universe, we actually are very small. But I often use this example that your ego self is kind of like a bottle which has water in it. So it has a name tag, it has a price, it has a specific set of quantity or wisdom that it can hold, set of beliefs that it can hold. And your actual self is like an ocean. It is limitless. Let that sink in. So the moment you stop holding on to your story, the moment you stop believing in the small sense of self, you understand that you are limitless. Yes, you are limitless. You actually are a soul which has no identity, which has no limiting beliefs, which has no limiting thoughts, and which has no old story to cater to. And now you can actually start living your life, you can start furthering your spiritual journey, and also you can start to choose what you want to believe, not hold on to what you already believe in. The aim of this video is to give you a glimpse of how infinite you are, what the infinite potential of the universe can be. And once you relate to that, there is no looking back. Life becomes magical. There is no looking back.